this AI just replaced junior developers, here's the proof. Entry-level coding jobs have dropped by roughly 2/3 since 2022, not slowed down. Not shifted, dropped by about 67%. For an entire generation that was told to learn to code as a guaranteed path to a stable career, that number should feel like an alarm going off. This breaks down what is actually happening to junior developer jobs in 2026. Why some companies are cutting entry-level roles while others are quietly tripling them, and what this split actually reveals about where coding jobs are heading next. Stick around, because the ending of this story is not the one most headlines are reporting, and it changes what anyone learning to code right now should actually be focusing on. The numbers alone tell a brutal story. Among software developers between the ages of 22 and 25, employment fell nearly 20% from its peak just a few years earlier. In the first 6 months of 2026 alone, more than 150,000 tech roles were cut across the industry. New software engineering job postings dropped 15% compared to the same period the year before. On paper, this looks like the coding job market simply collapsing. But a number that big raises an obvious question. If coding jobs are disappearing this fast, what is actually replacing the work junior developers used to do? The answer is AI coding tools, and the productivity data behind them explains exactly why companies feel comfortable cutting entry-level hiring. Developers using AI coding assistants are producing 40 to 55% more code per work cycle while maintaining comparable quality. In practical terms, a team of 10 experienced developers equipped with AI tools can now produce roughly the output that used to require a team of 15. Junior developers were traditionally hired to handle simpler, repetitive coding tasks while learning on the job. AI tools now handle a large share of exactly that kind of work instantly, without needing months of onboarding or a paycheck. This hits computer science graduates and coding bootcamp students especially hard, since both groups were trained under the old assumption that a degree or certificate plus basic coding ability would reliably lead to a first job. Many of them are now applying to hundreds of listings before hearing back from a single company, competing not just against other graduates, but against a tool that can produce working code instantly at effectively zero marginal cost. That shift alone explains a huge share of the frustration showing up across online forums where new graduates describe a job market that looks nothing like what they were promised when they enrolled. That explains why so many companies are cutting junior hiring. But if AI genuinely replaces the value junior developers once provided, that raises a much bigger question about the future of the entire profession, and not every company is answering it the same way. Here is where the story stops being simple. While plenty of companies slashed entry-level hiring in 2026, some of the largest enterprise technology companies actually increased their junior developer intake during the exact same period. IBM reportedly tripled its junior developer hiring while competitors were shrinking theirs. That is not a contradiction. It is a completely different bet on what junior developers are actually for going forward. So why would a massive company hire more junior developers at the exact moment AI can write more code than ever before? The answer lies in how those roles are being restructured rather than eliminated. Instead of spending most of their time writing routine code, junior developers at these companies are being trained to interpret what customers actually need and to validate whether AI-generated code is doing the right thing correctly. In other words, the job did not disappear, it moved up a level. Writing basic code got automated, but reviewing, correcting, and directing that automation still requires a human who understands both the technical side and the real-world problem being solved. That distinction explains the split perfectly, but it does not explain why some companies chose to cut junior roles instead of retraining them the same way. That difference comes down to something far less technical than AI itself. It comes down to time horizon. Startups tend to optimize for surviving the next 12 to 18 months, and junior developers, who require training time before becoming fully productive, look like a slower return on investment when AI tools can produce immediate output instead. Large enterprise companies tend to optimize for engineering capacity over the next decade, and they understand that today's junior developer, trained to work alongside AI rather than compete with it, becomes tomorrow's senior engineer who deeply understands both the tools and the judgment needed to use them well. Cutting junior hiring solves a short-term budget problem. It creates a long-term talent gap that eventually has to be filled by someone. This is the part almost nobody discussing the junior developer collapse mentions. The companies getting entry-level hiring right now are not proving that junior developers are obsolete. They are betting that someone else will train the next generation of senior engineers so they can hire them later, fully formed, without paying for the training themselves. It is a strategy that works fine for any single company until every company tries to do it at the same time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating AI as if it replaces knowledge. It does not, it replaces repetition. The engineers becoming more valuable today are the ones who can recognize when the AI is wrong, understand why it is wrong, and fix it before it reaches production. That requires judgment, not just prompting. Think about it this way: a calculator did not eliminate mathematicians. It eliminated the need to manually solve every calculation. AI is doing something similar for software engineering. Writing boilerplate code becomes faster, but designing reliable systems, making architecture decisions, protecting security, improving performance, and understanding customer needs become even more important. This is also why companies are changing what they ask in interviews. Instead of rewarding people who can memorize algorithms or obscure syntax, many teams are beginning to value debugging skills, system thinking, communication, and the ability to work effectively alongside AI tools. Those are skills that become stronger as AI improves, not weaker. For students and career changers, this shift can actually be an advantage. Someone starting today does not have years of old habits to unlearn. They can build their workflow around AI from day one, using it to accelerate learning instead of depending on it to think for them. The people who treat AI as a tutor, collaborator, and productivity multiplier will likely progress much faster than those who either fear it or blindly trust it. Today's most valuable engineers aren't the ones who compete with AI, they're the ones who know how to use it to solve bigger problems. The shift will not be painless. Entry-level roles are shrinking, competition is rising, and employers expect more than ever. But engineers who combine technical knowledge with AI fluency will have a significant advantage. The coding job market is not disappearing. It is evolving, and the developers who learn to work with AI instead of competing against it will be the ones who thrive. The 67% drop in entry-level postings is real. So is the surge in hiring at companies investing in AI-ready talent? Both trends are happening at the same time, but only one points toward where the future is heading. If you enjoy breaking down the stories behind today's tech headlines, subscribe for more. Leave a comment with your perspective on this shift, and share this with someone learning to code, because the skills that matter are changing faster than most people realize.